All right, you guys, today we're going to be making a pastry cream to fill our homemade cream puffs. All right, so pastry creams are pretty basic the way that they come together, and then you can flavor them with whatever type of flavoring that you're going for, whether it be like a fruit forward one, maybe a more chocolate, caramel. You can also make pastry creams a little more savory also. So I have all my equipment out ready to go. You guys are gonna need a sieve today. That's this little guy that has those tiny little strainer holes. We're gonna run our pastry cream through this at the end. You need your whisk and you need all your ingredients ready to go. All right, let's get started. All right, to get ready to rock, we need to separate out our egg yolks and our egg whites. All we need to use today is the egg yolk in the pastry cream. Take a second while I do that, watch me, and think about what is the function of the egg yolk in this recipe today. Crack it on a flat surface, separate that eggshell in half, and then just gently pass that egg yolk back and forth till we get just the egg yolk. That can go, directly into your milk mixture. So I'm gonna repeat that process 3 times. All right, guys, now we are ready to move on to the stovetop. I like your guys' new black saucepans that has a nice fitting lid for this activity. They're just really nice, non-stick. Might as well put them to good use. So this looks weird, but we want to keep the heat off to begin. All right, we're going to put in our sugar. We're going to put in our cornstarch. What does cornstarch function in recipes? See if you can come up with that. And then a dash of salt, okay? I'm gonna whisk that together so everything's evenly distributed. Looks like a magic potion. All right, now I'm gonna take that same whisk. I'm gonna whisk together my milk and my eggs. We just put those egg yolks in that liquid measuring cup, okay? Get those nice and frothy. And then we're going to add our milk and egg mixture to our cornstarch sugar mixture. So we're just gonna slowly kind of pour that in. Now, we do this before we turn the heat on, okay? And we wanna get everything mixed well together before we turn the heat on, all right? Because remember, what does cornstarch activate with? It reacts to heat. So if your pan's hot when you do this, you could end up with clumps. So now we're gonna turn that on like a medium heat, okay? And then we are going to get this to boil for about a minute. You're also gonna plop your 2 tablespoons of butter in there and let that melt down too. All right, so we'll let that work for a minute. We're gonna get it to a boil, and then we're gonna let it boil for just a minute. We wanna be stirring it constantly.
All right, so that we can make sure that nothing is, no clumps are forming, the egg's not cooking up, right? We don't want scrambled eggs in our sauce. So we'll just let that boil.
1 minute of boiling. All right, now that we've got this kind of like soft pudding consistency, we're gonna turn off our burner. We're gonna remove this from heat. And we are going to stir in our vanilla extract. You should have a nice, smooth, pudding-like consistency. Smells really good. All right, guys, I'll get you to the next step. All right, for this next part, we just want to make sure that our pastry cream is as smooth and velvety as possible. So we're going to switch from our whisk to our rubber spatula. And a little bit at a time, you guys are going to put your cream into your sieve or fine mesh strainer. Okay, and then you can do kind of a tapping technique or push that pastry cream through that sieve using the back of your rubber spatula and repeat that process for the rest of your cream. This is gonna make sure that our cream doesn't have any of those cornstarch chunks in it, and it definitely doesn't have any, like if you accidentally cook down some of your eggs a little bit, maybe you weren't stirring as rapidly or as often as you should. So this just makes sure that everything comes out nice and smooth. All right, and so we're just gonna repeat that with the rest of this. Then we're going to let this cool in this bowl, and then to end today, we will transfer it to a Ziploc bag, okay, to save for tomorrow. We did not do the pastry cream the same day because to pipe it into that cream puff, we need the pastry cream to be chilled so that it doesn't just run out of the hot cream puff. So we will be using this tomorrow to stuff our choux dough pastry, which is what the cream puffs are made of. So we're just gonna get the rest of that through this little strainer, okay? Make sure you get all of it, and then we'll let it cool, and then you guys will transfer it to a Ziploc baggie, okay? Make sure you label it with your kitchen color and period number. All right, so I'm just gonna let that chill for a minute so that it doesn't burn through my bag, and then I'll put that in there in about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes probably. All right, and then we'll eat this deliciousness tomorrow in our homemade cream puffs. When transferring to your Ziploc, you want to make sure you fold the outsides down so you don't get any cream all over that. And then we're just going to very carefully pour our cream into our Ziploc. Okay. Then we will seal it off to make sure that none of this forms like a film on it, right? So we want to make sure that all that excess air is pushed out of that baggie so that we don't come in tomorrow and part of our pastry cream has that weird kind of film on the top of it. So to do that, I'm gonna seal it part way, and then I'm just gonna take it, push out all that excess air, okay, and then seal it to be done. And then this will actually be ready to go in this Ziploc for tomorrow. All right, you guys, let's get rocking and rolling and get our pastry cream made.